Okay, hello friends. It's been a while since I've uploaded a mat class, so we're gonna do a short one just about getting our spine back in alignment because it has been a hard month for me. So we're gonna start in a tabletop, hands and knees. You wanna have your wrists directly underneath your shoulders, your knees directly underneath your hips, and a long spine. Make sure it's neutral. And we're gonna start with scapular protraction and retraction. So keeping the spine long, all you're gonna do is inhale, squeeze the shoulder blades together. Exhale and press the floor away. Inhale and squeeze the shoulder blades together. Exhale, press the floor away. You want to have the eyes of your elbows still rotating forward and your belly button pulled in the whole time that you're doing this. One more like this. All right, you can either stay doing it right here, or we can take it up a notch. We're going to tuck the toes, and we're going to press and hover the knees just above the mat. Then we can continue doing our scapular protraction and retraction. Squeeze and press away. Squeeze and press away. What we don't want to be doing is we don't want to be arching and rounding the spine. Nice straight spine the whole time. Inhale. Exhale. Two more. Inhale. Exhale, one more, and relax the knees to the mat. That makes me shake, I'm not gonna lie. I'm weak right now, so this is gonna be super simple just to get the spine in a nice alignment so we can lay it all the way down onto our backs. We will find feet flat on the floor and a neutral pelvis, neutral spine, so a little gap of space under your lumbar spine, hands down by the sides, or you can bring heels of the hands to the hip bones, whatever works best for you. We're just gonna do a few pelvic tilts here. So we're gonna go exhale, tilt the pelvis, squeeze the glutes, press the lumbar spine into the mat. Inhale, come back into neutral, and then let's tilt a little bit further into that anterior pelvic tilt. So our tailbone is pressing down, and we're making a little bigger gap of space under the lumbar spine. Exhale, come through neutral, tilt the pelvis, posterior pelvic tilt, squeezing the glutes. Inhale, and we come into that anterior pelvic tilt. Exhale, squeeze the glutes, press that lumbar spine to the mat, pull the belly button in. Inhale, think about keeping the belly button in, but pressing into that tailbone a little bit. One more, exhale. And inhale. And come back into neutral. And also it's like the breathing makes me lightheaded when I haven't been doing really deep breaths on a regular basis. Legs up to tabletop, squeezing the abdominals, alternating leg lengthenings. Inhale, right leg goes long. If you want to lower it down, you can. Bring it back up and pull it in. Inhale, left leg. Inhale, right leg. Thinking about your rib cage staying down, and here's the hard part for me, shoulder blades flat on the mat. And bring it in. Left leg. Right leg. One more on the left. All right, maintaining that neutral spine. Squeeze the legs together, flex the feet. Now pull the knees towards your chest and heels towards your glutes without letting the pelvis change. It's just femurs in the hip socket. From here, we want to think about keeping our heels as close to our sits bones, I should use this finger, as close to our sits bones as possible, keeping that nice bend in the knees and maintaining neutral spine as we try and lower the knees to tap the heels to the mat and then lift back up. So nothing is changing about the pelvis as we do these little hip taps. And it's really obvious if it does because we would let our pelvis lift and then press it back down if we were moving it. So maintaining that nice neutral spine. And I'm just keeping my arms up here so that you can see. You can keep hands down by the sides. You can even lift arms up overhead if that helps you use your core and not your triceps. Sometimes when people have arms down, I'm noticing a lot of gripping in the hands, and I don't like to see that. Let's do one more. I kind of think I got a message. not a new one. All right, so, woo, feel that in my hip flexors too, because I haven't done anything. Let's bring our legs up to our tabletop. Inhale the arms up to the ceiling. For my hundreds today, I may leave my legs here for the first 50, and depending on how I feel, send them long for the second one, just because I want to focus on proper alignment. So exhale, press the hands down to the hips, tuck the chin into the chest, make sure that you still have a neutral spine, and then we pat the arms. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. You want to maintain that neutral spine. Legs are still squeezing together. I'm going to send the legs long. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3. Squeezing the core. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3. Focus on the breath. Don't lower the legs too far, because then we just counterbalance with the legs, and we don't want to do that. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Bend it in and relax. The 45 degrees with the legs is very important. It is actually harder than if you were to lower your legs all the way down. And if you're lowering your legs, you need to make sure that you did not feel popping in your hips, and that we did not just use that to make it easier on our core. Because sometimes bringing that lever weight lower makes it easier on our core to hold that hollow body position. Ooh, okay. We're going to do a neutral bridge today because it's better for engaging the core, in my opinion, for stabilizing the spine and engaging the core. So I'm going to have my toes about as wide as my mat. Heels are rotated inward just slightly. Hands are down by the sides, and I'm in a neutral spine. Squeeze the belly button down to the vertebrae. And then we're going to go exhale, press the whole spine up as one piece. Squeezing the core. We're not trying to come into an arch here, but we're also not in a pelvic tilt. We're maintaining neutral. And then lower it right back down. Exhale, press it up. Inhale, lower it right back down. Exhale, press it up. Is your belly button still pulling down? Maybe take a moment here and feel the difference between if you were arching your spine and if you were actually doing a pelvic tilt, and then find your neutral up in that bridge. How different is it? And lower it flat back down. Exhale, press. Sometimes I like to take my fingers, feel those abdominal muscles, make sure that my abdominal wall is pulled in and firm. The biggest thing too here is that we don't want to arch so that we're not engaging those back extensors overly, like too much, and lower it down. We want them to be engaged, stabilizing the spine. So they're not going to be soft back there, but they're not going to be the primary muscle doing this movement. That's our glutes. And lower down. One more. And lower it back down. And relax. Let's send both legs long. Pull the right knee into your chest. So when we do this, we also want to maintain a neutral spine here. So anytime we round in the spine, look at this. It brought my hips closer to my chest. I've shortened my hip flexor, and now this stretch is happening more in my low back than it is in my hip. So if we maintain that neutral spine, then we try and pull the knee into the chest, we are actually keeping our hip flexor long, and then flexing it and getting the full stretch where we want it to happen. So then when we lift our leg, it's not happening from our back, it's happening from the hip. Grab behind the knee, flex the foot, and we can straighten and bend the leg a few times. Or if you want to just keep the leg long and walk the hands down to the ankle for a deeper stretch, you can. Same thing here. The more we can maintain neutral spine, we're actually getting a stretch on our hamstring. If we are to press the lumbar spine into the mat and round the pelvis, I've just brought all of this closer. This is no longer a stretch on my hamstring where I want it. It's pulling at my low back. So stretch on the hamstring, neutral spine. Let's point through those toes, send it straight up to the ceiling. In case you didn't know, Sylvia's still here. I like to bring my arms to Jeannie here because I do not like arms down by the side. We use too much of the elbows and the triceps to balance. So Jeannie arms, and then I'm gonna float my left toes 2 inches off the mat. Leg circles, we go inhale, cross, Exhale, circle down, around, and back into the center, keeping the hip bone square. Inhale, cross. Exhale, circle down, around, and back into the center. Inhale, cross. Exhale, circle down, around, and center. Inhale, cross. Exhale, circle down, around, and center, and we'll reverse. My foot is cramping. Inhale, open. Exhale, circle down, cross the midline, and center. I'm going to squeeze my core even harder because I had a pop happen in my hip. Inhale, open. Exhale, circle down, around, and center, and maybe not go through as big of a range of motion. Inhale, open. Exhale, down, cross the midline, and center. One more. Inhale, open, maintain neutral spine. Exhale, circle, cross, and center, and lay everything down and relax. Woo! Oh my gosh, my foot was cramping so bad on that one. Ah! I need to TheraBand my feet. And we're going to pull the left knee into the chest, a little stretch. Remember, maintain that neutral spine. Yes, I see your toy. One of my clients calls it her carcass. If you know my dog, you know that she is really good at destroying her toys, but she doesn't destroy anything else. So I think she's a pretty good dog. Get out of my booty, crazy dog. All right, and grab behind that knee. We can either straighten and bend a few times or straighten it, walk the hand down to the ankle for a deeper stretch, isolating it in the hamstring and in the full back of the leg, that whole muscle chain that runs back there, by not letting the lumbar spine smash to the mat. Oh my gosh, the fuzz coming out of this thing is coming in my eyes. Sylvie. All right, send that leg straight up to the ceiling. Nice long leg, hip bone square, neutral spine, float the right toes up 2 inches. You can have genie arms. Inhale, cross. Exhale, circle around and center. Inhale, cross. Exhale, circle around and center. Inhale, cross. Exhale, circle around and center. Sylvie just makes it a little harder. Inhale, cross. Exhale, circle around, woo, and center. I used you for counterbalance. Inhale, open. Exhale, circle, cross the midline, and center. Inhale, open. Exhale, circle, cross the midline, and center. Inhale. Exhale, circle, and center. One more. Inhale. Exhale, circle, and center. Lay those legs down and relax. Man, I'm feeling my core now. Big yawn from the baby. All right, that was a little stretch and a little core work. For our last thing, let's just do 4 roll-ups and let's call it there. You know, a little hip flexor stretch, then we'll be good. Yes? Yes, Sylvie, a little stretch for the psoas. Okay, so legs are long. Feet pressing into or heels pressing into the mat, toes flexing up toward the ceiling, and hands up to the ceiling. We go inhale, exhale, chin into the chest, curl up, gaze toward the toes. You're still in neutral spine. There's so much fuzz on me. Tuck the pelvis, roll it up, scooping the abdominals, vertebrae by vertebrae, all the way up and over. Dive the crown of the head toward the knees, still flexing the toes. Hold it here. Exhale, like a bowling ball is in your pelvis, and it's starting to roll towards your head. So it's forcing your spine to roll down, vertebrae by vertebrae, all the way down. 3 more. Inhale, exhale, chin into the chest, scoop the abdominals, tilt the pelvis, roll it up. If you ever want to know what taking mat class at my studio is like, she just goes from mat to mat. Distracts people. Inhale. And they gladly welcome it. Scooping the pelvis. Try and drop the shoulders away from the ears. One of those corrections that I need for myself. Inhale. Obviously my core wasn't tight because when she just tapped me, I was like, and roll it up. Scooping the abdominals, tilting the pelvis, rolling up vertebrae by vertebrae. Diving the crown of the head toward the knees. Inhale. Exhale, slowly start to roll it down. Trying to keep the head as low as you can during that roll down. Let's think the same thing on this last roll up, trying to keep the head low. Inhale. Exhale, chin into the chest. If only it could stay this height. Coming all the way up. Keep it low, rounding through the spine. Diving that head in between the knees, really flexing those feet. Inhale. Exhale, bowling ball in the pelvis. Rolling back. Oh. And relax. Oh, I swear there's so much toy fuzz in my eyes. Let's come up. We're going to come into our nice square kneeling position. So 1 foot forward, 1 foot back. And then we scoop the abdominals and tilt the pelvis and drop the chin down to the chest. So as stretch. My pants look like I own a cat, Sylvie. They look like I own a cat. What have you done to me? And lift. We can change sides. Whew. Scooping the pelvis underneath you, dropping the chin to the chest. Stop sniffing my booty, you weird dog. Whew. And relax. So if anyone else is like me, and you just have not been able to do much other than what has to be done lately, then do this workout to help just find that alignment in your spine, get your core engaged, and I actually feel really good now. So give it a try. Okay, love you, bye-bye. Crazy.